A quick clip about how to remove the Ford Ranger PX1 head unit. Basically, this whole fascia will just come out. There is no screws at any point. It's all clips. So all you need is one of these plastic tools removal or something similar, not to scratch the dash. So in this little corner, you just put it in, and well, basically this whole thing will pop out. It does need a little bit of a force, so don't be afraid. Just give it a shot and just pull off the whole thing. Comes out like that. And that's it. The whole thing is off. The panel is off, which there is no screws on it. There is only clips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 clips all around. There's 2 plugs. One for the climate control, which goes in the bottom here, right here. You gotta just unplug it. There's a little lock. You gotta just push it in. It pops out. And there's one more little plugs for the hazard lights and a few other buttons here that later on we're going to connect it back to the other one. So just unplug those 2 cables and that's it. You're off to go. All we need is this part to be removed. The knobs. There is 4 screws on it. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, which is T20, Torque 20. Remove this only. That's all we need. Well, obviously the clips. We need the clips as well. There's 6 clips. We don't need this or this. None of these parts we need except this one. The clips. That's all we need. I'll make another clip for you guys. There is the CD player that needs to come off, and that little screen needs to come off too, which it has 1 screw here, 1 screw here for the CD player, which just comes off, and then top one, there's 1 screw here and 1 screw there from the top. You gotta just undo it, and this screen comes off as well. Very good idea to just take off these cables as well, just this side cable and that side cable. Take it off, because sometimes what happens when you're trying to put the other unit, if these cables comes in between the clips and you force the screen to go in, you can crack the screen very easily. Or if that doesn't happen, you might see a little gap on the side that doesn't fit. So this side or the other side, it doesn't lock in all the way in to look very nice and flash. So a good idea to just take these ones off, push the cables in the bottom. Inside there's a huge room, so don't worry about the room. Put it inside there, and that's it. So once we remove all those ones, as I said, the cables are sticking here. The cables are sticking here. There's nothing but just these little clips that you can just basically, just like that, just pull it off, comes off, and just there's a whole bunch of room. So we just put them all there, not to have any cables here or here for the other unit to sit nice and flash. Alright guys, so here we go. That's the plugs that we have here. That one, there's a, from the top screen, the little screen that you remove, that one just goes to this. That little one, if you take a look at the inside of the box, you'll find one of these ones that has 2 connectors on 2 sides. The bigger one goes to this, and the smaller one goes to the other one, which I'll show you in a sec. There is another one separate, comes just like that. That one just goes into this. This is to the main CD player power cable, which you've got it right here. It's that one, the main one, just plugs in. And some of the cars like XLT 2015, it will have 2 plugs, just like that. There will be 2 of them. If you have 2 of them, then yes, you will need to connect to this one. If you don't have 2, if it's a single connector, single plug, then all you need is just connect that 1 plug, and don't worry about this one. And then you've got your auxiliaries and sync functions, cables, connectors, and I'll show you guys step by step, one by one. And then you've got that little one. If you remember that we removed the front control panels, the buttons and stuff, that plug goes in here. It's a little bit tough, it's a bit tight, but you gotta just sort of force it a little bit, and clicks in, just like that. And this little white one goes at the back of the unit. Then you've got this little brown box, which goes at the back of the unit again. That's your radio antenna, which I suggest you to connect it to the top connectors. See, there's this one that comes from the top. There is a pink one and a black one, and just connect it to the black one. There's one here that you will just technically, you might think that this might be the radio. Yes, you plug it in here, it will work, but doesn't have a very strong radio signal. So do not plug it into this little one in the back of the unit. Connect it to the one that it's at the back of the screen, to the black one. And don't worry about the power antenna, because the Rangers doesn't have power antenna, so don't need to connect your power. And then you've got these little connectors, RCA connectors, which is your auxiliaries, side camera. If you have a blind spot camera, you just connect it to that, and that's for your rear camera in, so it says camera in, so you just connect that reversing camera into this one, and the auxiliary video in. If you have auxiliary with video function, you can just connect it to that one. USB, which I normally just run it into the glove box. From side there's a huge room, just like that. We just leave it inside there, inside the glove box, and connect to the back of the unit. Your GPS antenna, which is here. Best thing to do with the GPS antenna is just to connect it to the, just connect it here and run the cables at the back and connect it inside, just double-sided tape. Stick it inside the roof, between the carpet and the roof of the actual car. And then there's a little speaker for your reversing and front sensors. If you have front and rear sensors, you got to plug this little speaker, and it's double-sided tape. You just tape it inside, you just stick it inside there somewhere nice and safe, not to make any rattling noise while you're driving. And the plug for it is next to the power, the main power loom. It's just a white little clip, which just clicks like that, and you just stick it inside there. And then the last one, which is all your RCA connectors for your amplifier and stuff. If you have any amplifier, you just connect these and just run it to the back. That's all. Simple as that. I will record another video clip once it's all connected. Thanks, guys.